New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Free my mind, open my heart with the whispers of truth, to live a conscious life, to live a conscious life on the growing edge, on the growing edge.
And now, here's Allie.
Good morning.
Hello and welcome to Growing Edge Live. I'm Allie Benjamin, and it is my great joy to be here today. We are doing something a little bit different. As you can see, we are broadcasting live from Unity Village here in Missouri, and I have my beloved husband, Michael Benjamin.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome.
And we are going to have a conversation, a chat about being here at Unity Village and being here at the affiliated New Thought Network retreat. And I believe we're going to have a really special guest on in just a little while, but I believe that this is the 40th year of the affiliated New Thought Network. I don't know how many retreats that have actually been going, but I think it's in the high 30s.
40
years. 40 years.
34 years.
Oh, great.
34 years for the
God.
Thank you.
So we're kind of waiting things here. It's going to be very casual. So, how are you feeling? We just pulled into...
Absolutely. We woke up this morning in Kansas City. We got in late last night. Everything's been elevated and been absolutely magnificent. Our drive here is perfect. A couple of years ago, they moved it to earlier in October, and we have just been blessed. It's still so green and rich, which is so lovely coming from northern Utah, where the colors have been bursting for weeks. So it kind of feels nice to step into the later version of the fall. And this property, this magnificent 1,500 acre property that the Fillmores have, the vision that they cast, that they funded 100 years ago. The power of prayer is palpable here at this venue. We had an amazing time on the labyrinth, sun rising this morning.
We did.
And it's just magnificent.
Yeah, so we got here and we immediately meditation through the labyrinth, really connecting to this beautiful ground. I think we first came here in 2017.
This is our 8th consecutive year.
Well, we missed one because of the lockdown.
Oh, COVID, yeah.
But we still have our AMTN, our affiliated New Thought Network retreat, but we did it online, like so many people did with their annual retreats or conferences. We have to go online. But yeah, it's been since 2017 that we've been coming here. And each year we look forward to coming here because it's a very, very special and sacred place. And if you haven't been to Unity Village, I highly recommend it, encourage you to come. There's a beautiful hotel, which this is where we're filming from, and this is where we're staying. There's 50 rooms here, so it's a wonderful place to bring friends, get away, have your own personal retreats even. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's several events throughout the year. I mean, they're really good at what they do here. The property is so precious. The fountains, the rose garden area. There's for those that love to walk and hike, there's
problem for you, maybe for me. So, we were reading the 5 principles that unity is founded on, or based on, and so we were looking at those 5 principles and really realizing how similar they are to science of mind principles, and that's not a surprise, seeing we're all part of the New Thought movement. And why don't you share that? So we have
Sure.
an idea.
Sure, that there's only one power and presence, one power that is active in the universe, in my life, and that God is good. And as we know through our training and many years of training, that we believe that there is one power, it's infinite and it's divine, and that it is for you, it is for me, it is for each and every one of us. And that it's pure positive energy that's moving through us, and it's moving through in a multiplicity of ways, but it's absolutely good.
And I would imagine that, the word unity and the name that was chosen to sort of encompass not only this peaceful space, but the ministries that have evolved out of this movement, out of this tradition, this Negro tradition, really speaks to that we are one. And I think that this time of year, with all of the ramping up for the big election here in the United States, that this is a good moment to remember that we're all connected, that we are one big human family, and us Americans, we're all one big family, and it's time to remember that. So I think for me, being here at this particular time with 30 days or so before the election, to keep that in mind, to really have conversations with our loved ones, maybe like us, you might have family that doesn't see things quite the way you do. And so making space, expanding our capacity to have conversations with individuals that maybe don't feel the same way that you feel or we feel, and create a space, a container, so that we can have that bigger conversation and see through the eyes of each other, and know that we all ultimately want the same thing. We want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be safe, we want to have the resources to be able to live a life of meaning and value and joy. But we have different ways of thinking how we're going to get there. And so by creating space, by listening and opening up our hearts, it's my wish that we can get to that same root, that same purpose, or the same intention that we have in our hearts. Ultimately.
Yeah, and Allie, the second principle that really body handed off over the years. I mean, by the way, they were like 130, 150 years ago. Right? And so the second one is that we are a part of the divine essence, and therefore we are good. Right? So in terms of who we are, like at the core of our being at first, like the divine truth of our being is that we are directly connected to this power and infinite and divine presence. So therefore we are good, right? That there's a divinity that's moving through us, as us, and as we speak our word, it's moving in the direction in which we speak.
Yeah, I think in Ernest Holmes' words, which I'm a student of science of mind, that we are unique, individualized expressions of the divine. And knowing that there's this multifaceted aspect to humanity, that we all show up in various ways and various stages of our own evolution, and we're all one. What's the next one?
Well, co-creative. That obviously sometimes there's confusion, in this big deal God or the first cause, right? That we are one with it, but that doesn't necessarily make us the big deal first cause, the initial inspiring image, that we are a part of it, that we're co-creative with it. And this is interesting because as you were speaking about, today kind of in the linear third dimensional human aspect where there's differences across the aisles, what's been modeled in recent years that is frustrating for everybody that I speak with, to be honest, is that we've wronged the other side of the aisle, that we actually have a position, and that many say, I don't say this, but many say that they're evil because of the beliefs and systems or positions that they take. And this is just simply not true. See, the divine essence is infinitely abundant, i.e., there's multiplicity, and that in this multiplicity, whether you're black, whether you're white, purple, pink, gray, whether you're left or right, you're all right, and we can all be right, that there's plenty of room for that. And so part of my studies have found that there really is the absence of wholeness in the belief system, like the cup is running empty, right? So many people that I speak with that are in struggle or fear, that can't see the other side or actually even have the time and space to attempt to hear the other side, really do believe in lack, absent their awareness of who they really are as a divine being, that is the source and supply of their existence, and that it's infinite. That it's infinite. Infinite's a tough word to understand, as we know. I mean, really, it's a word that we can intellectualize, that we can begin to get a hit on it through meditation, through expansive awareness. But truth be told, in our human body, focused in the physical form, it's really, really difficult, and I would say nearly impossible to grasp totality itself as the infinite.
Well, we don't have an infinite amount of time, so
Oh,
let's go to the next one.
You're so cute. Number 4, through prayer meditation, we align our heart and mind with God. Through prayer and meditation. What is prayer?
Prayer is, well, we were having a bit of an argument this morning about that because Michael said prayer is merely thoughts and words. And I said, no, there's more to it than that. It's an expansion of consciousness. It's a movement of consciousness. It's coming into alignment with what we know to be true and what we want to realize.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, there's a lot of ways to describe that, but I sort of think those unspoken thoughts are prayers too. And what are prayers other than words that are unspoken, right? So we have the ability to think, and ultimately thoughts evoke energy. And energy is kind of the language of the universe, that one song of life, that infinite divine presence is really connecting to us, through us as energetic. We're energetic beings. Everything's energy, and energy is everything. And so, we got to pay particular attention, be on the high watch to not only the word that we speak, but the energy in which we are emoting. And so I think that's super important. And then ultimately, the fifth step, the fifth principle is that through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth that we know. And this is consistent. We always we teach about being congruence, meaning that our human footsteps in the science of mind, we say we can treat, pray, and move our feet, meaning that we have to take human footsteps, that we have to actually give action steps to that which we are wanting or that which we are accepting as our life or the result of the prayer. So,
Yeah, so prayer isn't merely just speaking and thinking, it's also taking action in the direction of what our prayer is. If that's joy, or happiness, or prosperity, or health, it has to start with us. And I think when Stella says we have to prove that this law works, and we prove that by actually making sure that our thoughts, our words, our emotions, and our actions are in alignment with that thing that we're praying for.
Yeah. And you're going to hear some noise and things like that. This is a live broadcast here in the lobby at Unity Village in, Unity Village, Lee Summit, Missouri. And so you're going to hear some things in the background. That's part of why you want to come, is because there's a lot of energy.
There is a
That
lot
there's
of
people
energy.
showing up. This is Monday morning, the day that the retreat begins. There's many, many dozens of people that are showing up, that are going to be here. And so, just know that you're going to hear some of that.
Yeah, anyway, thank you for sharing those 5 principles. And I hope that what we talked about here this morning, as far as unity, as far as prayer and manifesting the things that are most important to you and your journey and your soul. I hope that these principles supported you. So we're here for what, a week? Well,
We
till
are.
Friday.
Yeah.
And I know we've got a big lineup of amazing speakers, some of the leaders from the New Thought movement, and our next guest. We'll have a conversation to deepen into that.
What
But
a gift.
what has been here since 2017, every year except one, what are some of your takeaways? Why would someone want to come here to Unity Village?
Well, okay, so it's two things, right? Because we've actually been coming to the affiliated New Thought Network annual conferences or retreats for much longer than that. And prior to coming to Unity Village, we were in Lake Arrowhead. We've been in different, we were at Asilomar. We were in, at the CASA, the Franciscan Renewal Center in Scottsdale, Arizona. And they reallocated, the leadership teams here reallocated it to this property because it's centralized in the United States for so many. It's easier to get here, coming from every direction, but also not to make any mistake about it, it is the significance in the consciousness or the platform that the Fillmores, created, and that they nurtured, not only with their time and their talent, and their powerful prayer. Myrtle was well known for healing prayer. And not only did she heal her own body of what was known or thought to be incurable ailments back in the day, but people came from everywhere to sit at her feet, to have her pray with her. Powerful prayer. And, that powerful prayer has been not only continuously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I read the other day, it's over 130 years now. And we have the opportunity as ministers and practitioners, while we're here, to go sit in the tower and to actually hold the high watch and pray, because we're praying ceaselessly around the clock here globally. Many millions of prayers come in, prayer requests come in from around the world. In fact, there's a hurricane beginning to make its way onto the Florida coast now. Undoubtedly, the Unity Worldwide Ministry is receiving call out for prayer from not only their Unity communities, but all faiths call into the tower, call into the call center and ask, be it online, through telephone and otherwise. And so those prayer requests are heard and are honored and prayed upon.
Yeah, so if you have a prayer request, if there's something going on in your life, if there's something that you're working towards or you're coming into alignment with and you would like support, you can call into the Unity prayer line and share your prayer request, and you'll whole team of people praying with you.
Yes, but you asked me, and I know we're going to go break here in just a couple of seconds. You asked me what it is that I get out of. You asked me what I get out of coming to not only this property but the retreat, and that is, consciously I make a choice, right? I write the check, I come, I buy my ticket, pack my bags, I make my travel arrangements, I give myself permission. My business partners and associates know that I'm going to be available on a limited basis, so I actually give myself permission to tune into and listen to and exist with other people that are, professionals within their ministry group, and that has helped me to rise up, to sharpen my tools, to really flourish in my own personal life, but also build my own ministry and credentials and meet my continuing education requirements. And there's a number of things, a number of reasons why I come every year, but none really more than what it does for my soul, how it activates expansiveness within me.
Thank you, Michael, for being my guest for Youth Forge. And we're going to jump off now and take a short break, and I will be back with my very special guest, Michelle Whittington.
Thank you for having me.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, thesatyacenter, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Free my mind, open my heart with the whispers of truth. To live a conscious life, to live a conscious life on the growing edge. On the growing edge.
And now, here's Allie.
We are back here at Unity Village, and my beloved Michael is no longer here. He took off, and my guest got a last-minute an emergency phone call, so Michelle will be with us in just a minute. Anyway, I thought I would take a moment. Oh, here she comes. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Allie. Thank you.
It's so good to see you.
It's good to be here too.
Yeah.
So good to be here.
Yeah, we're just catching up for the first time. I saw you, buzzing around.
Buzzing like a little bee.
Yeah. Michelle's very busy here. This is day one. This is the day that the affiliated New Thought Network retreat kicks off. And even though we're not having our first event or main room thing until this evening, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're getting ready for this evening.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what's happening right now. Yes.
Yeah, so I would love to, I'd love you to share a little bit about what you do here at Anton, and maybe talk about Anton. I know that we've been talking a little bit about it already, but I'd love to hear from you, because you are currently the executive director, and you know more about what's going on, so.
Well, yes, I am the executive director. I have been for the last almost 3 years. It's crazy to think it's been that long, but I've been a member of Anton for probably 30.
Long time.
Probably 30 years. Yes, and so we're 33. I just was figuring in my head before. We're 33 years old
Okay.
this year, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 33. So I've been a member of Anton almost since existence. And I love this organization, like to the depths of my soul. I love this organization. I've served on the board twice. She recruited me to be the treasurer, and I had no desire to be a treasurer. Didn't know I could be a treasurer, but I was the treasurer. But now I get to actually work for this beautiful organization that feeds my soul and feeds so many souls. So it's just filled with amazing people, with depth and sweetness. And the very first Anton conference I walked into, it was at Lake Arrowhead, California, and I didn't know anybody. I walked into the main conference room, and there was one woman in there, Dr. Ari Smith-Courts, and she looked at me like I was her long-lost favorite cousin. I'd never met her before. Didn't know her from Adam. She didn't know me, but she acted like I was her best friend. Opened her arms, welcome, embraced me, and I get teary even now, 30 years later, thinking about that, because that's what Anton is to me. It's like this hug of family. So I'm so happy to be here, and we have an amazing week that's on the horizon with, you mentioned it, and yes, we have leaders, many leaders from a lot of the New Thought organizations to talk about what's next. Where do we go as a New Thought movement? What's next for us? As we Boundless is the name of the theme for our retreat. Boundless, next level consciousness. I know that's a big theme. But we're having these leaders talk about what is next for their organizations and for themselves personally. So that's what we're exploring. What does that mean for us?
Yeah, well, I'm excited to explore that together, all of us, because this particular retreat, we not only is it here on the grounds of Unity, which is just such a blessing in and of itself, we also have amazing keynote speakers. We really emphasize, and I say we because I've been a member of Anderson for a long time too.
If I could interrupt, and our president for many, our board president for many years, so thank you for that sacred service.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's what this organization really inspires us to really be in service and to share our vision and come together to create that. And it ripples out, because a lot of people that come here are New Thought leaders, ministers, practitioners, and many people bring their congregations. We've got people that aren't even affiliated with a church or a spiritual center that come here because they've heard about this incredible organization that really embraces, opens its arms to invite and include everyone. The Affiliated New Thought Network is really a network of incredible people that have a big vision. I know that we did some vision casting several years ago. We had Dennis Merritt Jones come. We created a new vision about, do you know the vision?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The next thing is connecting the New Thought community through consciousness and love.
And that sounds so simple, but it was much longer, and it came down to those few very powerful, very conscious words. And I believe that that's what we're doing. And this year it's very special. You talk about Lake Arrowhead, and you talk about that was my first retreat, was in Lake Arrowhead. And then I was graduating with my practitioner credential at the time. That was in 2021, I believe. And the musician was none other than Daniel Maymard, and he's here again this year.
He's here again this year. We're so blessed.
Yeah.
Yes, we're so blessed. Keep talking.
Oh, one.
01.
Yes, 01, that made more sense. I have one of our guest speakers coming from France. Just needs something for me for 1 minute. I will be right back on the chair.
Yeah, you
All right.
take off.
Keep talking.
I will.
All
I
right.
can do that. So, Anton has been a place for so many of us to connect with our friends each year. It's so funny because the people that I meet here every year at Anton, I don't see for a whole year, but we come together, and just like Michelle was talking about the woman that embraced her as though she was her favorite cousin, but didn't know her. Every time we come together here at Anton, it's that same feeling. I haven't seen you for a year, but it feels like just yesterday because we have a soul connection. And that's the gift of being a part of a movement that is based in spirit, that is based in unity, that is so, what's so foundational about our teachings, New Thought teachings, is that we're all responsible for having our own relationship with the divine. And so when we come together, you really feel that everyone here is so centered in their relationship with God, with the divine. And what happens for me, and for lots of people, is that a synergy occurs, an energy that is greater than the sum of its parts occurs when we come together with a common intention to have a closer walk with God and to unite the New Thought movement, not just the New Thought movement, but unite people together in love and consciousness. So you're back.
For now.
Everything all right with
For a moment. He just hasn't been picked up at the airport, and so we're working on why that's happened.
Yeah.
So
why
yes.
don't you tell us a little bit about what's in the brew as far as this retreat, and can you share any new things with us from the boardroom at the affiliated network?
Okay, so wow, that's a big question. So this retreat, again, is going to be amazing, filled with keynotes from Dr. Sony Cottrell-Smith from CSL, um, Dr. Sheila McKeithen from UFLD. We have, I'm not sure who our representative is for Unity, because Jim Blake, who would have been our rep, is out of the country. Tim Stewart from Divine Science, Joy Fletcher from Divine Science. So we've got the leaders, and this is just so beautiful to have these leaders from the New Thought organizations, the big umbrella New Thought organizations, coming together, you know, in unity. And there's conversation about what can we do together as organizations to promote love and harmony and those beautiful principles that Michael was sharing, because I was watching that part. That was good. What can we do together? So that's something that's brewing for all of us, not just Anson, but for all the organizations, and definitely for us. What can we do together to promote these teachings, which I think, and I don't think any of us, you would disagree with me, these teachings can heal our planet. These teachings can bring humanity together. These teachings can absolutely feed the hungry. I mean, we can do it by practicing what we're teaching, right? So the more we can get this out into the world, not in the commercial way that sometimes our teachings have been used, it's not a criticism, it's an opening of the door, but you know, just to use them to manifest the new car. Sure, a new car is great. If you need a new car, it's fine, but there's so much more than that, right? It's this deep connection with the divine, which then expresses itself as care and kindness and compassion and a desire to serve, and you know, those things that we need and want, they just happen to show up. So that's what's new. I think one of the big new things. Anson has some things brewing for us as an organization, which I'm happy to share too.
Well, I just have to say that, you know, the affiliated New Thought Network has really been casting this vision for the New Thought organizations to come together and embrace each other and work together.
Yes.
And I was so happy to hear that the Science of Mind Archives is now housed here at Unity Village. I mean, that was a big step. Because it seems like the New Thought organizations kind of lived in their own little silos for a long time. And I know that there's many people that are serving on the board of Anson right now that have worked, and friends, have worked hard and tirelessly to make this, what's happening at this retreat with these leaders. They've been working to make this happen. So we're realizing something really incredible.
And the other thing that's happening here, speaking of the archives, is that after the first of the year, the International New Thought Alliance archives, which are massive archives, they're coming here as well. They're in the process of getting that move organized and ready, but they will be here as well. So we will have Unity archives, we will have CSL archives, we will have New Thought, or the International New Thought Alliance archives, all in one place. And there's lots of cybersecurity and also, because people are sometimes like, oh my gosh, don't have it all in one place. It's going to be very, very secure and safe. But I think that's so symbolic.
Yeah.
So symbolic of the coming together
At Unity.
At a place called Unity. Hello, right?
So let's hear a little bit about what's going on in Anson.
Yeah, well, we just keep, I love this, we just keep thinking, how can we serve better? How can we serve, first and foremost, our own membership, because that's our audience, is our membership, which, by the way, I want to say a little quick aside, and I'll get back to that. Our membership used to be, when I started, I sound old, back when I started in Anson, we were 90% we were churches, religious science churches, and it was the ministers of the churches who came to Anson and who were members of Anson. That has drastically changed in the last 30 years. First of all, it's not just religious science anymore. It's unity. It's any denomination, New Thought denomination that wants to play with us can come play. So we still have centers and organizations and churches, but even more so, we have lay people which is so exciting that it's not just for ministers anymore. I say that about Andrew, it's not just for ministers. And a lot of people think it is. I get that a lot. Oh, a person would say, you mean I can come to the retreat? Yes, it is not just for ministers. It's for everybody. And the majority of our members now are not pulpit ministers. Both as they're authors, they're musicians, they're authors, they're New Thought followers. Anybody, practitioners, licensed unity teachers, chaplains, and people without any credential.
Yeah, and I think to become a member, you can go to the website at antn.org.
Absolutely.
Or newthought.org.
At antn.org, the best way to do it is, you fill out an application, you pay $175. By the way, if you do that now, you get the last 3 months of this year for free. And so basically your membership goes through the end of 2025. Bonus. So that's your question, which was, what's up for Anthony? Yeah. And what I was saying is that we are always thinking, how can we serve our membership? How can we serve? And the newest thing we're actually rolling out at this retreat, I'm so excited. It's called Sacred Connections. And sacred is an acronym, and I am remiss to say right now I cannot think of what it stands for. And I will tell you that I'm the one who made it up, and I can't remember. Sacred, so support, acknowledgement, care. It stands, yes. But it's about, so one of the things, we're spread out, of course, all over the country.
The membership.
The membership is spread out all over the country, even internationally. So we're not in one place. And it's hard for us to know sometimes when things are going on with our membership. Maybe somebody had a surgery or a celebration or a death in their family. We don't know, or we haven't had a mechanism in place to find out and then do something to support our members. So this new program, Sacred Connections, is we have a team now who is put together. We have what we're calling the search team. It's people who are on Facebook anyway and are looking for our members who have posted things and telling the team, hey, Sally just posted that she just published her new book. Or, Joe just posted that his dog passed away. We want to know that. And so we're going to send cards, we're going to send texts, we may make phone calls to reach out. When there's something like a death of a spouse or child, we have had members have that happen. We have not connected with them like we could have. So we want to rectify that moving forward. And we also have part of this a prayer line, or not a prayer line. That's unity. You can call unity for a prayer line. That we have a prayer team, and on our website will be a form you can fill out for a prayer request, and we have a prayer team who will pray for you.
And these prayer practitioners are powerful.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So I am so excited about Sacred Connections. I'm jumping for joy about that.
And there's a lot of benefits to being a member. This show isn't trying to get members, but that might happen. But I think we're so happy to be a part of this community, and you and I, and some of our people that are watching behind the camera, know that the benefits of being a part of a sacred soul group that Anton is such a enrichment. It adds so much enrichment to your life. To know that there's people that think like you, that care, that are in service, that have service hearts. We live with it.
Yeah, I have found lifelong friends. One of them sitting right here. Lifelong friends because of my affiliation with Anton. And when I was the minister of the church, I had resources at my fingertips. I could call season, and I was a new minister, and I took a pulpit with an interesting path of training, not a traditional path of training. And I didn't know what I was doing. I had mentors, but I needed a lot of help. right? And I had people I could call and say, help, how do you do this, right? And then later, as I got more seasoned, I had a chance to be that for other people, which I love doing that. Now I don't have a pulpit anymore, but I have these lifelong friends.
Right, and I think Anson provides mentorship if people need
Yes.
more hands-on help with
Yes.
particular things.
We actually, so that was all very informal. When
Yeah.
You and I were seeking help, that was informal. Hey, can you help me? We actually now have a program that if somebody wants mentoring, leadership development, technology help, marketing help, church growth and development help,
Help with education.
and, yep, right, you're enrolled in Emerson Ministerial School, we can even help finance that for you.
Yeah,
We
the
have a program.
Emerson Theological Institute is our sister organization
Yes, it is.
that, do you want to share a little bit
Sure,
about
so
Emerson?
Emerson Theological Institute provides ministerial practitioner, master's degrees, doctorates in religious studies, New Thought ministerial, religious science ministerial, all sorts of spiritually based degrees. They're not a campus, so you don't go to their campus. They're either offered through affiliate campuses like churches that are affiliate of them, or it's online, virtual. I've taught a virtual class on, it was great public speaking. We had so much fun with that virtual class. So yeah, so they are our sister affiliate, and if you are wanting to get your degree through them, your ministerial, and can help finance that.
So we're coming to the end, and there's so much more to what Anson is, and you can definitely go online to antn.org, and there's lots of information there, and you can meet a lot of people just going to the website. So what would be your final word for our
Well,
viewers?
I just had something pop in my head. It is not too late. If you want to come to this retreat virtually, it is not too late to do that.
Also, it's a virtual event.
It is a virtual event. I mean, we have 120 people that are going to be here physically, but we also have people coming in virtually. And we've got a great technology team, one member of which is sitting behind our camera here, who makes sure that our virtual people have a good experience. So you can go online right now and register for the virtual retreat and be a part of the whole thing. So
Be here with us.
be here with us. You can. It starts tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Well, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Alan.
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you next week at The Growing Edge. Bye-bye.
Free my mind, open my heart with the whispers of truth. To live a conscious life, to live a conscious life on the growing edge.